everyone, and welcome to Chapter 12 Part 2b on the adaptation of rice with submerged roots in water. This video is the last video for this chapter, so yay! And this part is quite simple. Okay, so rice. They are plants. They also need to go through respiration and photosynthesis, but also respiration. But rice has a unique problem, or unique adaptation perhaps. It's the fact that they can survive in flooded environments, so with roots submerged in water. Usual plants, if you overwater them and they have too much water, they will die because their roots cannot breathe. That happened to my plant, so I know. Okay, so rice though, maybe I should start planting it because it has adaptations to cope with that. So rice, its scientific name is Oryza sativa, and I don't know why, but this name sticks into my head a lot because it's rice and it's satisfying. So Oryza sativa, it's a great name. Anyway, you'll see this name quite often as we go on in A2. Right, so rice, a lot of people eat it, it's a staple food, and paddy fields are intentionally flooded actually. It's not even accidentally, it's intentionally flooded because rice can survive in it and weeds cannot. So if you plant it on dry ground, it will grow, but weeds will also grow as well, so it's going to be annoying. So if you flood it, then only the rice can grow because only the rice have adaptation to grow. Right, but here are some challenges that rice face and it's adapted to. But here are some challenges. In water, there is low oxygen and roots do not get enough oxygen. Gas also diffuses much slowly through water than in air. So it's very often that anaerobic respiration will occur in roots which do not have enough oxygen. But as you know, in plants, they go through the ethanol pathway and toxic alcohol will be produced. But rice can withstand this. It has adapted to this because, number one, it's tolerant to higher levels of alcohol. Not that it has a very high percentage, but it just can survive with high levels of alcohol. Rice produces the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase to break down alcohol as well, and can respire anaerobically for longer periods and still survive. Number two, rice is also adapted by the presence of Erynchyma. Like the name suggests, Erynchyma has a lot of air. It has air spaces between cells in mesophyll and cortex of stems. And you can see it here, these huge air spaces right here, huge air spaces. This means that oxygen is able to diffuse through an Erynchyma from aerial tissues to roots. Means from the leaf, from the stem above the water, the air can travel inside the plant from the leaves and stems above the water into the roots, which is pretty cool. This provides oxygen for aerobic respiration at the root. It also allows for escape of ethane, which is one of the side products of anaerobic respiration, buoyancy in water, so it won't sink, and also it enables the active transport in roots because aerobic respiration produces energy, and active transport in roots is important because root pressure and also water transport, in mineral ion transport in general. Number three, one of the adaptations of rice is that it will grow taller in response to flooding. If you grow rice on land, it will not grow as fast, but if you grow it in flooded areas, it's going to grow taller faster. And it's not because it likes the flood, it's trying to push itself above the water even more. So the leaves, the flowers, and spikes, okay, spikes are what we call that little grains thingo that become rice. They are above water. So oxygen and CO2 can diffuse in or out through the stomata on the leaves. And also, as we said just now, it can diffuse in there, go through the Erynchyma and get to the roots. This other thing is really cool as well when I found out how it looks like. I found this from a scientific paper. It was very hard to find, okay? Anyways, number 4 is that leaves underwater have hydrophobic corrugated surfaces. So this is like probably a normal leaf. They are quite smooth relatively, and if you tilt it, the water can move back and forth, and there will be very little air between the water and the leaf surface. But when there is a hydrophobic corrugated surface, so a very like wavy surface, there's air trapped between the ridges, sort of like cardboard-ish, right? There are air trapped in there, therefore there's more space in there to hold a thin layer of air in contact with the leaf surface. And this allows for the leaf, like near the water, to have to maximize uptake of oxygen as well, needed for respiration. And that's the 4 points. 4 points again. Number 1, it is tolerant to higher levels of alcohol and has high levels of alcohol dehydrogenase. Number 2 is that it has Erynchyma. Number 3 is that it grows taller in response to flooding. And number 4, the leaves underwater has a hydrophobic corrugated surface which allows it to hold a thin layer of air in contact with the leaf surface. And that's all for this chapter. We are done! Yay! That's not too bad after all. As I said, this chapter is a lot of memory work. Don't worry too much about how tricky the answers are going to be. They are quite straightforward. You just need to know your stuff. So, see you later, guys. Bye!